Workshop.
Hey.
My name is Sam Miller. I'm the Assistant Township Manager and Finance Director here. And I'm glad to welcome you this evening. For those that are viewing at home tonight, I just want to give a quick run through of the agenda of the action items we have. Pretty short agenda, but we have an action to appoint Jennifer Schultz to a position on the Greenway Committee for an upcoming term, so she'll be here to present to the board tonight. We'll be taking action to approve two settlement agreements that are relative to opioids litigation that is ongoing, that has potential to provide funds to assist with future abatement of opioid epidemic impacts. Next, we have an action to approve Resolution 2139 that would amend Resolution 2025, which is the right-to-know officer to include an assistant right-to-know officer in the police department. We will have an action under subdivision and land development on Resolution 2140, which would authorize the acceptance of portions of Secretariat Street and Sunset Road of the Stray Winds Farm Development Phase 9B. And then finally, we have several improvement guarantees to take action on. So now I'd like to turn the meeting over to Chairman Henry.
Thank you, sir. We'll call this meeting of the Lower Paxton Board of Supervisors to order. If everyone would please rise, Supervisor Judd will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will now move to public comment. And I see no public, so, well, except for our soon-to-be appointee, which we will have that on the agenda here very shortly. Supervisors, any board member comments? I do want to just say that Supervisor Navarro is not with us this evening. His grandfather passed away last week, and tonight is the viewing for his grandfather. We certainly offer our sympathy and condolences to the Navarro family, so that is the reason for Paul's absence this evening. With that, we need to take action to appoint Jennifer Schultz to a position on the Greenway Committee. And Jennifer, if you want to come up to the podium and tell us a little bit about yourself, we would appreciate that.
Thank you, Chairman Henry. Happy to. So my name is Jennifer Schultz. I am resident of Lower Paxton Township and have been for, close to 30 years, I guess. I happened to notice in a mailing that I received in recent months that they were looking for candidates, people who wanted to serve on the Greenway Committee. And I had no idea what the Greenway Committee was. So I started to do a little bit of research and was quite surprised and pleased to find out that there is a committee that's really focused on green space, the preservation of it, the use of it, expanding it, encouraging people to get out and take advantage of it. So I thought, I'd been thinking it'd be nice to find an opportunity to get more involved in my community. I've been here a long time. I spend a lot of hours working in my corporate career. And in looking ahead, I'm looking to find more community involvement as I sort of start to wind down and contemplate retirement. So I think this would be a great opportunity. If they have an interest in me, I think I could certainly benefit the committee. Management skills, project management skills, delegation, working with people, managing teams, all of those sorts of things are part and parcel of what I've done in my career, and I think I could bring those to bear in working with a team of individuals and trying to get some more things done in the township that would benefit the community residents. That's my interest.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being willing to step forward and do this. As the mailing indicated, it sometimes becomes difficult to get members of the community to step forward, and it's always exciting when somebody who can bring a fresh perspective volunteers to come on board. So, sure. Board members, do we have any questions for Jennifer?
I don't have a question, but I want to thank you for reading the insert.
Oh, you're
Yes.
welcome.
A lot of people don't read it.
Yeah,
They just
Chris
throw
will
it
be
away.
particularly happy about that. That's just,
Yes, I did. Now, I may have had an ulterior motive, like looking when the next trash pickup day was or something, but I did read it top to bottom, front to back. So
Good.
yeah,
Great.
very, very nicely done.
well, it's good that somebody's reading that stuff. That's very good. Okay, with that, do we have a motion to appoint Jennifer to the Greenway Committee?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to appoint Jennifer Schultz to the position on the Greenway Committee.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Jennifer, thank you.
Yep.
Welcome
Appreciate
aboard.
it.
Welcome.
Thank you, Chairman
Welcome.
Henry.
Thank you for volunteering.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
We'll look forward to seeing you more often as the committee does its work. And certainly, I think starting next week, if I'm not mistaken, or shortly thereafter, we're going to be talking about some major things involving our parks. A little bit of a teaser. We won't give you too much information on that yet, but it's going to be one of the biggest things ever undertaken by Lower Paxton Township. And our director here is going to be very busy over the next couple of years. As if the last couple of years haven't been enough, right? Well, thank you both. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We now need to take action to approve Janssen and distributor settlement agreements relative to the opioid litigation. And Mr. Stein, do you want to explain what we are doing here so the public can understand?
Yes, these two agreements are actually what are known as participation agreements. In other words, we are applying to participate in the settlement with Janssen, who is a manufacturer, and also then the distributors. And there are a number of those. Once we sign these and approve them and sign them, we'll get them to the county, and the county will then process them, and we will become part of that settlement or those settlements.
Very good.
With the potential to get some funds out of those settlements.
That would be nice.
Can you explain, Steve, what all the settlement was involved with?
Well, it was involved with a bunch of opioid manufacturers and a bunch of opioid distributors, and they were sued. It was a national litigation, so it has been going on basically nationwide in different states.
Thank you.
So we expect, there are others, cases brewing out there, and that we may have other decisions to make, or other.
I think these may be the only two for Pennsylvania, but I'm not certain of that. I don't know a lot about what's going on with all the different litigations. I know that there's a potential that Pennsylvania could get $1 billion from it.
Stephen, that money's coming from the drug companies that produce the
correct.
The drugs.
And those that distribute them.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Stein? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve Janssen and distributor settlement agreements relative to opioids litigation for potential funds to assist with abatement of opioid epidemic impacts as laid out in the attachments.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We now need to take action to approve Resolution 21-39, this amending Resolution 20-25, the Right to Know officer. This will include an assistant Right to Know officer in the police department. Do we have a specific individual whom we are appointing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sergeant Steve Cover.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
That needs
Sergeant
to,
Stephen Coe.
that needs to be included in the motion. Would somebody like to make a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve Resolution 2021-39, amending Resolution 2020-25, Right to Know officer, to include an assistant Right to Know officer in the police department. That assistant Right to Know officer will be Sergeant Stephen Cover.
Very good. Do we have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
This takes us to subdivision and land development. We need to take action on Resolution 21-40. This will authorize the acceptance of portions of Secretariat Street and Sunset Road in the Stray Winds Farm Development Phase 9B. Rather routine acceptance of roadways. Are there any questions?
Just making sure they're not in the HOA that wants us to take the roads over, which I don't think they are.
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Would somebody like to make that motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the subdivision and land development Resolution 21-40, authorizing the acceptance of portions of Secretariat Street and Sunset Road of the Stray Winds Farm Development Phase 9B.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And moving right along, that does take us to improvement guarantee. I believe there's just one, although it just disappeared from my computer, but there is just one, correct?
Correct. Kendall Oaks.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the improvement guarantee for Kendall Oaks Phase 4 extension and reduction.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Well, we may set a record here for brevity of the meeting. Are there any announcements to be made? With that, we will have our next board meeting, the last board meeting, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, of 2021, will be next Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here in this room. We will be adopting the 2022 budget and some other very important items. So that's a week from today. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.